All right, here we are, we're live. Apologies for that small delay right there, but hopefully we're all okay. Let's get a quick audio and visual check. Can you see everything okay? Can you hear everything okay? Please let me know. This is one of the rare circumstances where you are watching FORFLIES in the day, because usually I'm not awake at this time. So this is quite spectacular. An early live stream for you guys over in Europe and Asia. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's talk about this Bitcoin price action. Just waiting for you guys to let me know everything's all right in the comments. Thank you all once again for tuning in. Bitcoin has seen a massive crash. All okay? Perfect. Thank you very much. Bitcoin has seen a massive crash. You know, what we saw here, ladies and gents, was Bitcoin. What I'm gonna do for you in this live stream today is I'm gonna break down for you why I think this happened. I'm gonna break down what the good things are that we've seen here, what the bad things are, the final sort of levels. Bitcoin has already failed some of those final levels. One of the main ones was 58K, which we didn't even bounce at. Look at this, my God. And I'll be breaking down all these other little things for you inside of this live stream. So if you do think you're gonna find it useful, if you do think you're gonna find it enjoyable, then please do hit up the likes on this live stream. It helps out so much. And like I said, this channel is still not getting the exposure that it's supposed to. I don't know why. It used to very, very well, and I haven't changed anything. So your likes are extremely, extremely helpful. Let's get straight into it. Bitcoin ended up getting a rejection of this kind of downward trending line right here. Most recently, just yesterday, it made a rally up from 60K to 62, which I said would actually be very, very good. However, unfortunately, we did get rejected there and we came back down to test this level. Now, what I mentioned is that I did see this level as being strong support, but I wouldn't be optimistic if we tested it again so soon. And it turns out that that was the correct way to look at it, because the fact that we tested this level first on the 16th and then again on the 17th meant that these tests were too close in terms of time. And that essentially means that the bears had too much control over the market. What we have right here, ladies and gents, is simply something where I mentioned that the bulls had a good rally up, but they were showing a lot of signs of weakness, essentially starting from this drop. They started to show a lot of signs of weakness, and that's what I mentioned to you in the previous live stream, where I actually said that a $10,000 drop is on the cards. It's eerily precise. It's almost spooky how accurate that prediction was, because we fell down exactly $10,000, actually only $9,000, but that's close enough in my books. And we absolutely got a beautiful bounce off that $50,000 support area. I mentioned to you that if Bitcoin can fall into this box between 50,000 and 52,000, we're probably going to be looking at a bounce, which is exactly what we got. This was nearly a 10% bounce. Very, very nice to see. So a lot of the things on the previous live stream proving to be correct. Shout out to those of you who are subscribed, who do watch these videos regularly, because you'll know why this happened. And what we've seen since then was we did end up penetrating the 60K level again. Clearly it was too much and too soon. That's kind of the main thing in my opinion. Not only were we testing these levels a little bit too much, we were testing them in too much of a short time frame. And that's, I think, what really made the support level crumble and what sent the price significantly lower. It's simply that we tested this area too much in too short of a space of time. So we ended up getting a dump. And, you know, the next thing to point out here, this is actually exactly what I spoke about in yesterday's video where I talked about Doge. I explained that the psychology behind these kind of dumps are simply where people are only buying Bitcoin out of speculative investment reasons. They only want to make money on it, and there's nothing beyond that they're interested in. So as soon as those reasons start being lost in the market, people panic sell. And we saw that very clearly. In fact, if we zoom in onto the 1 minute time frame, it tells us a crazy story. Just look at all the panic in this market right here. Of course, a lot of this was probably initiated by bots, algorithms, whales, but this was definitely human trading that just, I mean, like I said in yesterday's video, that just shit the bed. People panicked massively and sold their Bitcoins down at a support level like idiots. So This is super common to be seeing in markets like this, and it's worth taking note of why that happened. So the next thing that we saw was this bounce off support, which is absolutely great. We're now trading a little bit higher. Is this a dead cat bounce is the first question I'm asking myself. Are we currently in a dead cat bounce? Is this going to retrace much lower? And unfortunately, ladies and gents, I do think that there's a decent chance that we are in a dead cat bounce. The reason for that is Bitcoin right now is kind of trading in the middle of nowhere. The main support that I saw was 58,000. That's now going to be resistance because we're below it. And right here, I mean, there's generally a trading range over here, but it looks to me, because we hit 50,000 and we're coming back up, it looks to me like we might just use this as resistance. You know, what's very clear from this is that the market is not healthy right now. We already had the warning signs that the market wasn't healthy over here. This is why I scaled out of my long position. This is why I moved my stop loss up to break even, and why I adjusted my take profit strategy. VIPs saw exactly how that worked, because the position was absolutely amazing at the beginning. I pulled a 56% profit. I also closed something around 20%. It was very, very healthy. But later on, there were signs that showed me that this trade is going south. So I actively managed my risk, moving my stop losses around and adjusting my take profit strategies. If that's not something that you can do on the fly, then it absolutely is something that you should be watching and observing inside of the VIP group if you think that's suitable for you. The way you can join is by clicking on the first link in the description down below, then on the @FORFLIES button at the bottom of any post inside of FORFLIES Gold, and then on send message to ask me how to join VIP. And I'll send you all the information on that right there. These 3 steps on screen require no downloads, no signups, very, very easy to get in touch, and we'll send you all the information right there. We absolutely killed it with that trade. We managed it so perfectly, and that's because the signs were there. Now, the thing to note about these signs is that they weren't very clear. I was still willing to stay in my long position because it didn't look super clear that we were going to get that dump, and this is absolutely where you know, the risk in a market in terms of big crashes is higher at some times and lower at some times. But you always need to be analyzing it so that if needed, you can scale out of positions. That's something we were able to do inside of the VIP group and in practice, because most of us right now are traders who are watching this channel, and obviously me recording this, most of us are traders. In practice, it's important to be able to analyze that risk on the fly, on the go, and continuously readjust your position as time goes on, because this could have turned into a very bad loss for me if I didn't do that. So right now, I do think that we're in some sort of a bear flag. I'm just mainly worried that we might start hitting some resistance around this general range. I'm sure if we threw on the VPVR really quick, we would probably be able to visualize a lot of resistance right here. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Exactly as predicted. There's a lot of resistance right here. Take a look at this spike. This spike is the point of control on the chart, which means it's the biggest area of volume traded on this chart on screen right now, which is an indication that if we trade up to it, we're probably going to get rejected. And actually, if you're paying attention, take a look at this. Let me zoom in, and we can see very clearly that actually the price did get rejected off this level. Look, we traded up into it, and we've already been rejected. So it's entirely possible right now that we do end up trading in a sideways trading range of sorts, a potential bear flag. It could be that we're going to break down right now. The next area of support that I'm seeing right here is $50,000. I'm fairly sure we're going to get there, only because if the price manages to drop below 54 now, there's not much going on until 50,000 again. Let me see if I can visualize that for you on the VPVR so that this makes a lot of sense. If you don't know what the VPVR is, it might be because you're a new viewer to this channel. So please pause the video right now and type this into the YouTube search bar. Open a new tab and type this into the YouTube search bar and watch my VPVR tutorial, and then come back to this live stream. This is a very, very good video. I show you how to use the VPVR indicator, how to get it. It is only available for paid members of the TradingView platform, but I think most of you might be paid. I'm not sure actually. This video, by the way, is part of the wider FORFLIES Academy courses, which come for free inside of the VIP experience. So you can reach out with these links and find out how you can gain access to that. But the VPVR right here showing us a very noticeable spike right here, and the next noticeable spike right here between 50,000 and 52,000. So I think that as soon as Bitcoin, if Bitcoin drops below, let me draw another line to make it very, very clear. I think that if Bitcoin drops kind of, you know, down to here, down to about 54,072, just the very, very low $54,000 range, I think that that would be kind of, it's actually kind of hard to see my screen because of the sun. I think that that would be, if Bitcoin falls down here, that would be where Bitcoin enters free fall mode again. It's only a $2,000 range, so it's not very tight. I'm sorry, it's not very wide. It's quite a tight range, but I do think that if Bitcoin falls down to this yellow line, it's going down to this blue box again. And unfortunately, my analysis of this blue box is the same as my analysis of this blue box, which is simply that if we are testing this level too quickly in too short of a space of time, then I again think that there's a decent risk of breaking this level and falling back down to the next area of support, which is 40,000 to 42,000, maybe 43 at a stretch. That's what I'm seeing right there, and I'll explain that in just a second. Get your questions ready, by the way, if you have any. You can start sending them in. I will try to go through them as best as I can. If you're finding this live stream useful already, if it's calmed you down at all, if you've just learned anything, then please do hit up the like button. It's so helpful for me, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I really do appreciate that. Coming at you live on a Sunday morning here from Dubai, and actually it's Sunday afternoon now. And so what I'm seeing is, yeah, 54 potentially being the level to breach. If we fall below that, we're going into free fall again until we hit support. Best case scenario, we end up, well, best case we bounce up massively like before. Perhaps more likely is we'll end up trading sideways here, then either bouncing up or going down. I really couldn't say. I honestly feel like it might be more likely that we trade sideways here and then dump. I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm not in a trade at the moment. A lot of people asking about shorts, and that actually takes me on to the next key thing that I wanted to talk about inside of this video. This is actually the more optimistic part of the video. You see, one of the key indicators I was talking about in the previous live stream was the funding rate. And what I said about the funding rate, ladies and gents, was that if Bitcoin, if the funding rate has not completely reset and it's still very high, I said this over here, the funding rate was still quite high on the one-day chart. Let me show you that really quickly. Here, take a look at this. See? So the one-day funding rate was quite high literally until yesterday and today. Today it's gone negative. And so what this means is that previously people in leverage positions, you would have to pay to keep your position open if you were going long. Now you have to pay to keep your position open if you're going short. When you have to pay so much, such exorbitant fees, what it represents is that the masses in the market, the broad general public, are very bullish in the market right now. And typically you want to be the opposite of them. You know, right here, take a look at this. The funding rate goes negative right on the day that we kick off the new rally. So this is very typical in the market. This is essentially showing us where we have the market completely biased in one direction. And what I mentioned is that the funding rate did come down a lot from the high, like a lot. In fact, by way more than half. It dropped by more than half, which was great. But it was still too high. And I mentioned that the funding rate would probably need to come down lower in order to trigger a new rally. But we're already right at support. So the only way for the funding rate, or the main way for the funding rate to come lower, is if the price drops lower, but we were already at support. And so one of the key ideas that I spoke about in the previous live stream was that if the funding rate needs to go lower, but that means the price needs to drop, and we're at support, it probably means that we could be on the brink of a big crash, minus $10,000. So like I said, that happened perfectly as predicted right there. So the good news is that the funding rate is now negative, which means that people in long positions are actually getting paid to keep their long positions open now. That's cool. And it essentially represents that not many people are in long positions anymore compared to before. Now that's not terribly useful, because right now I think is a terrible time to go long in the market, because there's no support here on a daily time frame. There's pretty much nothing right here. The key area of support would have been around this $58,000 yellow line right here, in my opinion. We failed that. We didn't even blink at it, and we've ended up dropping lower, and that's where I'm seeing that weakness in the market. Moving it back to the funding rate though, this is a good sign. It shows me that now one of the key market parameters has reset. How long is it going to stay negative for? I don't know. It could stay negative for a long time. It can stay negative for a couple of days, 1 day, 3 days. You know, it varies a lot. I'm not trying to predict if we're entering a big bear market right now. It's too early to say that. What I can tell you though with certainty is that we've now, for the first time in this entire bull market, failed the EMA ribbon on the daily chart. So this is a long-term time frame, in my opinion. This is a very, very useful representation of momentum in the market. And this is the first time since October of 2020, right when this uptrend started. You guys will remember, if you were watching this channel, how we were predicting it. We traded it, in fact, inside of VIP, pulled multiple 400, nearly 400% profits on this trend inside of VIP. Very, very explosive price movement here, which we traded like absolute legends. Once again, if you want to join the group and see how we've done that, we are absolutely popping off. I mean, it's been absolutely insane with the results that people have been able to pull over the recent weeks and days. Take a look at this right here, plus 77%. We've got plus 14%, making $1,200 in profit on this person's initial investment. He's made it back after joining VIP, just absolutely slaying. $370, 40% profit. This person is not rolling in money. This was a $1,000 position, made $400 profit. You know, a lot of people are playing with that kind of money. So if you do want to gain access to all the information we offer you inside of VIP, where I show you exactly what I'm trading, where I show you what levels I'll be entering, how I'm adjusting my positions in real time with the explanations of why I'm doing it, then the steps to join are down there in the description. This has been so helpful for so many people. And if you just want to find out what the benefits are exactly, then once again, you can follow these 3 clicks and you'll find out exactly what's going on right here. Thank you so much, Abdullah, in the comments. Best channel in the crypto sphere. I do try my best, and I know that's exactly where we are. But here's the thing, this EMA ribbon, it has now been broken, only slightly, so I don't necessarily, I just canceled my Lamborghini that I ordered. Yeah, we've got good problems here, ladies and gents. We are upset that the price is at $54,000. That's pretty good. Actually, it looks like we might be getting that crash I was talking about live down to 52. So we'll see how long I'm live for. Hopefully the crash doesn't happen while I'm live, because that would be extremely distracting. It would really screw up my analysis, but we'll see what happens. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. Thank you all for hitting up the likes if you are enjoying this video so far, if you have found it at all useful. And if we take it back to the EMA ribbon right here, so the fact is we haven't completely fell out of it yet with the candle. We still have 14 hours left to go on this daily candle, so you know, a lot can happen. We can make a full recovery, or we can absolutely shit the bed. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but I do know that you know, we've tempted fate a little bit. This is the first time we fell out of the ribbon with a wick. Not a big deal in my opinion, but I'm not super optimistic about how we can hold this level. And the reason this is important is that, I mean, well, this is an unbroken, you know, uptrend sign that we've had now since October. So that's 6 months ago, we started being able to use this as support, and it didn't fail once up until today. So that gives me something to think about right there. That gives me something to wonder how strong this trend might actually be moving forward. The good news is that if we switch over to other indicators like the Ichimoku cloud, we haven't even seen support yet. You know, according to this indicator, the price can drop a lot more and we'll still be seeing a good area of support. So this is pretty reassuring. It's pretty reassuring to me right now that the daily Ichimoku cloud paints such an optimistic picture for Bitcoin. I honestly think that right now the worst case scenario for Bitcoin is probably just dropping down to this yellow line at 42 and then going right back up. I don't see us doing anything worse than that. To me, this looks like we might be gunning for that 21-week moving average line. Let me draw this for you really quickly. Let's actually see where that 21-week moving average line is. So yeah, I mean, it's right below this line right here. The daily Ichimoku cloud is right at this level as well. So I honestly think that this could just be an opportunity to fall down to that moving average line, get a nice bounce, and then carry on higher. We've done that already during this uptrend. Take a look at this right here. This was at $10,000. We've already bounced off this line. We haven't done that at all since then during this entire bull market. In fact, we haven't had super deep retracements. And, well, I mean, I didn't think we need one, but clearly we've initiated one. Clearly we've initiated one. Let's see how low we've dropped from high to low. This is minus 20% already. To me, it doesn't look like it's over. You know, so it could be that we're in for a little bit more of a correction. I'm just curious, what is this down to the yellow line? That's minus 35%. Wouldn't that be perfect? Wouldn't that be absolutely perfect? Bitcoin typically sees minus 35 to minus 41% corrections in bull markets. That's usually the lowest it'll ever crash. That would be so poetic, in my opinion. I mean, that would be absolutely great. So someone's asking, do I think we're at the end of the bull market? Hell no, definitely not. I think we've got a long way to go for the bull market. But, I mean, it looks like we are in a situation where things can get pretty dirty. I mean, they already have. There's a couple people here who've been talking about how they lost all of their profits. And these people are clearly gamblers. I'm sorry to kind of make it worse for you, but anyone who's in a bad position off this was not trading safely in the beginning. You know, here's the thing, ladies and gents. I'm going to blow up my camera now. We're going to go for a little bit of FORFLIES real talk before I resume this analysis. If you are enjoying this live stream already, then you know what to do. Hit up the likes, show the support for this channel, because you know it's the best. And here's the thing. This is a bull market. This is a parabolic exponential bull market. We started, you know, almost just over a year ago at $3,800, and the price has hit $65,000, right? So that's nearly a 20 times return that this market has seen. And if you are in this market and you're losing money, even if you're not losing USD, but you're losing Bitcoin, for example, there are a million things going wrong. Because this is exactly the perfectly wrong time to be losing money. Because this is where, you know, the market is not going to be, it's quite easy to trade right now. The market is not going to be this easy to trade forever. This is important to keep in mind. The market is not going to be this easy to trade forever. We're in a bull market right now. This is easy mode. So if you're losing money here, it's not necessarily that you're a bad trader. That's definitely going to be a part of it. But what's more concerning is that you're screwing up your easiest opportunity to make money in this market. That's something very important to keep in mind. Now, I know most of you haven't really lost money. Most of you are not over leveraged and things like that. But those of you who are, this goes out directly to you. You know, this is the time where you're going to have the easiest experience making money. And if you're still screwing it up, you're going to have no chance in the bear market. Your chances are already gone. And I mean, this is just my perspective. You might disagree with me. You might even hate hearing this. You guys know by now very, very well. This is not a channel for me to cater to your feelings and your emotions. This is reality. And reality hurts in the game of trading. But the only way you get rich in trading is if you face it, right? So if this is something that you feel you slightly disagree with or anything like that, it definitely applies to you. That's why with the position that I was operating inside of the VIP group, I wanted to adjust my position regularly according to the ebbs and flows of the market, purely because I was seeing those signs of weakness and I didn't want a good position to turn into a loss in such a fruitful market. This is the market where we should be making money. That's why I secured the 56% profit. That's why I had some of my positions stopped out at break even. That's why I closed some more just above break even at about 2 to 5% profit. These are absolutely critical things to be doing in this market right now, because this is the opportunity to be killing it in this market. And if you're not seizing it, you're doing yourself a disservice. So that's my little piece on losing too much money in a market like this. it means that too many things are going wrong, and you definitely need to see how you can rethink that strategy. These are all things that we tackle inside of the VIP group, and crucially, you see how I do it with my perspective that I consider to be safe and very fruitful in this market. You can watch me implement it. I will explain everything I do inside of the VIP group. I am going to start going through your questions right now. A quick reminder about the discounts. We were offering 25 spaces for our 50% off discount. It's now ended. There are no more spaces left for that. They filled up really quick. It was within 3 or 4 days that we filled up all 25 spots. If you are interested and you would like to join with our quarterly or yearly plan, we will make a few exceptions. So the steps are on screen right here, and you will gain access, full access to our free academy courses as well. If you take those plans, you also get free access to our new Trade Insane package, which is linked in the description if you want to buy it separately. In my opinion, it's one of the best products I've ever put out. Let's see what else we have here in the comments before I hop back to the analysis. Is it time to short? I'm not interested in going short right now. Despite how positive I feel, I don't think that the risk to reward ratio is good enough. I think there's too much risk in this market, and I would rather wait for a safer opportunity. Is there a huge rising wedge breakdown? I will talk about that. I considered that. Do I regret not taking a short position at 58? Absolutely not. I never regret not entering a position. That's very unhealthy. More generally, how do you avoid regretting not taking a trade which you predicted but seemed too risky to take? Johnny, it's precisely because I felt it was too risky to trade that I will not regret it in the future. I did the best I could have done at the time before the move. I can't ask for anything better than that. And crucially, what I know for sure is that I'm going to trade a million more extremely juicy, beautiful opportunities in the future. So missing one doesn't mean that I've missed them all, right? We go to this terrible analogy attitude that I have on this YouTube channel where, you know, one girl rejects you, there's 3.5 billion more. Go fucking play. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of opportunities out here. You miss one, doesn't mean that they're all gone. You're going to get a new one within a few days. And that's my approach here. That's why I don't feel regret. I'll be honest, there's always a little bit of regret, actually. I need to be a little bit more nuanced than that. I do always feel a little bit of regret like a normal person, but I remind myself of these things, and while emotionally I might be feeling a little bit upset, just a little bit, I'll know on a logical level that there's absolutely no problem with it, and I'll go back to my trading journal, and that will reaffirm those same principles. You put yourself at a massive disadvantage if you feel regretful for not taking a trade, because you will then consider gambling in your next trades, and you will then take opportunities that you perhaps shouldn't because they're too risky. I see you guys reaching out for VIP information. My assistants are online right now, sending that over to you. Let's go through some more questions really quick. I sent you a TradingView image. Where did you send it? I can't see that. Waking up and seeing you was going live this early. Let me know instantly. Bitcoin probably shit the bed while I was asleep. Yeah, it did, mate, Anthony. It absolutely did. It's been a little bit of a hectic day today for sure. Can I tell you where the 21-week moving average is? Yes, absolutely. The 21-week moving average was around 40,400. You can pull this up yourself though. So let me just do that really quickly, just in case any of you guys would be interested. This is typically considered to be a very well-respected moving average in the market. If you don't know what a moving average is, it is essentially, you know, this point right at the end is a calculation of the previous 21 candles, of the average of the previous 21 candles. So I'm sure you all know how you calculate averages, and if you don't, you should Google that because I can't explain it. and so that's the 21-week moving average, and it is hovering right at 41,000. 41,000, yeah, around there. So there we go. That's the 21-week moving average. What do I think about Bitcoin Cash? It's shit. Market psychology is key. Confidence is shattered. No recovery soon. Well, we'll see about that. This is quite normal. Should I put salt and vinegar on my seaside fish and chips when I go for a walk shortly? Well, I'm not a fish and chips advisor either, but you'd be a madman if you didn't, mate. So I'll just leave it at that. Could this mean we're going to get a double top? Or can we still go back up? There is always a possibility of a double top. This person is asking, you know, let's say we do end up getting a nice recovery from here. Are we going to go back up here and get a second rejection and then crash massively down? Look, it's always possible. I think that the likelihood is quite low. The reason I think it's quite low is because I think if we're able to make it up that high, you know, the resistance isn't very strong, and I still think we've got a lot of time left in this bull market, and I've explained the reasons for that in many previous videos. So if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, you will know. I don't want to repeat it because I think most of you already know exactly what I'm saying, but I do think that the market has a lot more time to stay bullish, broadly speaking, you know, maybe even 1 year, maybe 6 months, something like that. So I think the possibility of a double top is very slim. I would not be expecting a double top. I have not been expecting a double top at any point in this market. Is this just a fake out? You know, it could be because the funding rates were so high. It absolutely could be. And I guess the only way we'll know is if we fall back down to the support level again, because I don't think we're getting a massive bounce off this level. I think we need to go a little bit lower. If we get a massive bounce off this level, then it could be a fake out. But these are things that are not easy to predict. And that's why I'm not going short right now. It's just not a safe environment to predict something like that right now, in my opinion. What to do if we are in no trades? Let this all settle and sit on the sidelines. Yeah, there's no problem with not being in a trade. A lot of you guys are way too trigger happy. You want to be in a trade all the fucking time because you think that's what's going to make you money, but you don't realize that's exactly why you keep on losing money, because you overtrade. There's no problem with not being in a trade. Your money is protected, your money is safe. So I'm just going to keep on reevaluating this, and I'm going to look for a healthy, safe opportunity to re-enter the market. That's the only way I trade. I do not force trades. I do not rush trades. That's why I trade so well. That's why losing positions stay winners for me so regularly. You know, one of the key reasons that my success rate is so high, other than just identifying good positions, easy positions, is that the positions which actually turn out to be bad, which actually turn into losses, I always close them in profits. So even losing positions, what would be a losing position for person A is always, almost always, a winning position for me, because I take profits and I adjust my take profit, my stop loss strategy. That's very important to keep in mind. Very, very important. Could this mean we're going to get a double top? Okay, I already answered that. Someone's asking about these glasses. These are Porsche design glasses because I love Porsche. I'm going to head back to the analysis in just a second. For someone who's been here in the bear market and the bull market like me, how am I supposed to know when we are near to the bull or bear market? Well, I've gone through a few of them, and I can tell you right now, you don't know. You're not going to know. That's part of the problem. I wish I could tell you. I can't tell you what signs to look out for, but the problem is that the signs show up multiple times. So it's only the last time that the signs are correct. Right? It's I can't think of an analogy for this, to be honest, but the signs of a bull market ending have already shown up. They've already shown up here, already shown up here, already shown up here, definitely here. But the bull market did not end. That's the thing. It keeps on showing up until it's the final one. And how do you tell if it's the final one? Roll a fucking dice. You know, you'll have a better chance at predicting it than the next guy if you just roll a dice. That's the issue with these things. But that's why my approach is, and that's why I'm so, you know, anal about it. That's why my approach is to absolutely make sure that in this market, I'm not losing money and I'm milking it for everything it's worth, right? Because if you're not doing that, you're not taking full advantage of a very, very fruitful, very fertile trading environment, and that is just such a shame if you're not doing that. Let's go back to my analysis now. If you have enjoyed these question segments, If you found any of it useful, then please do hit up the likes. Thank you all for getting us up to 400. Let's aim for 500 and even 1,000 in this live stream. I'm going to go back to my core analysis right now. I want to break down for you some more of what I'm actually seeing in this market right now. I've already talked to you about the funding rates and how I'm a little bit optimistic about that. The next thing I want to talk about is this worst case scenario. If Bitcoin does fall below this blue box, where are we going? Well, the thing is, there's not much trading that happened in this range. The only trading that Bitcoin ever did in this range was pretty much right where I've just drawn this arrow. If we measure this in terms of time, it's very, very short. We've spent less than 27 days here. We've spent about only 24 days trading between $42,000 and $50,000. Only about 24 days, right? That's a very, very short time frame. And crucially, when we did trade between these levels, we did not get any significant reversals. Maybe only this right here. We did not get any significant reversals. If we went above this yellow line, we went straight up to the blue box. If we went below this blue box, we went nearly straight down to the yellow line. This means that there's not much room for support or resistance in this range, right? We did not find much resistance on the way up. We did not find much support on the way down. There were little bounces here and there. This is not significant enough. The only big market reversal we got was right here. This adds a little bit of credence to the $46,000 level. You can definitely expect a little bit of support right here, but 50,000 in my opinion is a much more significant level. This is where we found support first. This is where we found resistance a couple of times, quite a few times actually. This is where we found a big support bounce that actually triggered a rally up to the all-time high, and this is where we bounced today. That makes me feel, ladies and gents, that the $50,000 to $52,000 area is a very significant area of support. And if Bitcoin fails a significant area of support, then I would not expect that what I consider to be weak areas like 46, I would not expect that a weak area like 46 can hold the market higher. And that would get very concerning. So I would expect that if we fall below this level, we're going down to the next area of significant, this is hard to say now, of significant support. I've already outlined for you what that level is. Those of you who are subscribed, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you all for doing that if you have done so already. I really do appreciate it, and you are gaining access to the best analysis out here on this platform, the most realistic, in a very time-sensitive manner if you are subscribed. So that's absolutely essential. $42,000 right here is the next significant area of support that I see. The reason that I think it's significant is that this area rejected Bitcoin and it triggered a very big downtrend. The downtrend lasted a lot of time and it was quite a deep downtrend. In fact, it was the deepest correction that we've had in this bull market so far. So if a level can instigate such a downtrend like that, I think it can also act as very good support. Potentially dropping a little bit lower than that would be completely fine. 38,000, you guys who've been watching for a while, you already know that 38,000 is my final target. I would not expect Bitcoin to go below 38. Even if we went to 38, I think it would be a very quick kiss and then right back up. I honestly do not think that we're going to be going down that low for that long. I don't think that's going to happen. The reason I think 38 might be good is that this is where a fake out took us twice. This was the Elon Musk fake out, the first one that we saw, if I'm not mistaken, and crucially, you know, the 21-week moving average is just below this first yellow line. You know, there's going to be a little bit of panic. There's going to be some crazy liquidations. If we measure this from 65,000 down to 38,000, this puts us at exactly a 40% correction. So I mentioned earlier on in this live stream that Bitcoin does typically see 40% corrections in big uptrends. Let me show you how that looked back in 2017, because this is going to give you a very good understanding of what we might be seeing next. And I think that is absolutely essential. We saw a series of big corrections throughout 2017, starting in 2016 as well. And I want to break down for you what they looked like. Let's measure each of these right here. This minus 34%. This one right here, minus 33%. They're all in similar ranges. Take note. This one right here, minus 39%. This one right here, minus 39%. And this final one, minus 30%. So all fluctuating between 30 and 40%. And so far, we've seen comparatively light corrections in this market. Let's measure what we've seen in this market really quick. Let's take a look at this. So in this market, we've seen, I don't even think this counts, but this was minus 16. The first big one we saw, minus 32. The second one we saw, minus 25. And then minus 18. And currently minus 20. Each of our corrections in this bull market, other than this one, have been below a 30% correction. We have not been cutting as deep as we used to. That's one of the reasons that I think, look, we really didn't need to do this right now, in my opinion, but we are. And if we are, that means actually it might be very necessary. We might have to drop significantly lower, and this plays perfectly in line with the 2 yellow lines I have right here. Now, this is quite bearish analysis. This is my worst case scenario for Bitcoin. I genuinely do not think that this is going to happen yet. If we do fall down to the support level, I will change my mind. And if we fall below the support level, I will become very, very bearish. This is actually a big range to trade. Like I said, there's no resistance, there was no resistance, and there was no support as well. So I would expect that in the exact same way, if we fall below this blue box, we're going right down to this yellow line. We might not go down in one day like we did today, but I think we will do it very quickly, perhaps in a week. I think it's going to be relatively quick for that to happen. And that paints a very, very fruitful trading range in my opinion. If we measure this down real quick, let's take a look at this. Just down to my first target, that's a 15% drop. I would obviously be trading this if I do trade this on 10x leverage. That becomes a 150% profit. I would put in $100, I'd walk away with $250, assuming I played that correctly. That is absolutely bloody enormous. That's huge. So that's a very, very fruitful trading range. If you want to know how you can pull those kind of results, then Bybit is the exchange I'm using. This is actually the exchange where I input those exact trades. You can sign up to it using the link in the description down below, where you'll be able to sign up and gain access to some free trading bonuses. You're going to get free money to trade with when you make your first deposit using that link below. And crucially, they don't even require things like KYC to get started on this platform. So go ahead, sign up to Bybit if you are interested right now. In my opinion, they are the best or one of the best exchanges available, and I have been using them for multiple years. You don't have to use Bybit, you can Google it and find many, many more, but this is the exchange of choice for me. This is where I'm inputting these exact trades. I do use some others as well, like PrimeXBT and Phemex. They are also linked in the description, but Bybit is definitely the biggest one, and I think the one that you should take a look at. So follow that link down below. You can watch my Bybit tutorial as well, where I show you how to trade on Bybit, and that shows you how I'm inputting these kind of trades. I also have full tutorials on exactly those things inside of the VIP group, where I show you what trades I'm taking, and we have tutorials showing you which buttons I'm literally pressing to input those very trades and play the market. So there's a lot of content waiting for you to explore inside of the VIP group, and a lot of it is also just basic functional content that people will be interested in watching if they're not super well versed in these markets. I will take another short break to just go through a couple more messages, but bear with me because I need to fire off one message to a team member. Please have a look at the daily RSI. I'm not particularly interested in that. I'll take a look anyway, just for the sake of it. Let's see what's going on. Daily RSI has been trending down since January. This person is asking, is this normal in a bull market? Look, all this is saying is that the strength of the market was very high before, and it's lower now. But I mean, look at this chart and tell me if the market looks weak. I don't think it looks weak. I mean, like, broadly speaking, long-term view, this don't look like weakness to me. So I think the RSI is again being very, very misleading. There are some spammers in the comments, and by the way, I have a lot of impersonators on Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. I have a lot of impersonators out there. They use my exact name. It looks very misleading. People are falling for it and people are getting scammed. So be extra safe. Only follow links on this YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is verified. Take a quick look at it right now. I have a verified tick next to my name, next to the FORFLIES name. Only links that you see on this YouTube channel are verified links. My Instagram, my Telegram, my Twitter. These are the only ways to find my original accounts, and I do not have backups. Don't search for backups. I don't have backups. You honestly think it looks weak, Jordan? I don't know, man. To me, to me, it looks absolutely explosive. I don't see weakness here. I don't. I think that see this other FORFLIES dick. Look at this. He's in the comments too. I mean, you know, like, people are actually messaging these WhatsApp numbers too. You know, like, people are falling for it because they think it's me. So please be very, very well aware of these things. It could just save you from getting scammed. Bear with 1 second. Someone's mentioned that they guessed that they missed my stop loss strategy or risk management. Man, that's a big thing to miss. That's probably the most important one. So you gotta make sure that you're paying attention to that kind of stuff. That's very small all-time highs. Well, so that's potentially a sign of momentum dissipating in the trend. It certainly looks like it now. Marcus has pointed out I ignore altcoin questions and he's upset. Yeah, of course I ignore altcoin questions because altcoins are shit. Look, this is a sign of things potentially dissipating, the strength getting a little bit weaker. But again, I don't see this as weakness in the market, broadly speaking. I mean, you know, this happens a lot. I think that it might just be that we need a deeper correction and we're ready to go massively bull again. You know, that's what I'm thinking here. Let me see if there's any other bits of analysis that I want to share with you all in this live stream. Bear with me while I check my notes. Covered everything with you. You know, the only other thing that I think is worth bringing up with a lot of haste right now is if we look at things like the Ichimoku cloud, we now have failed a lot of our support and it's turned into resistance. So if we do go back up, we're going to be facing resistance on the way back down. I'm sorry, on the way back up. And that's a little bit concerning. Potentially, okay, Marcus is not upset, my bad. Potentially a little bit concerning if we get a rejection off this red cloud. Basically showing us that, look, I mean, we had support, we failed it, it's now resistance. What are you going to do? It's absolutely concerning, in my opinion, quite concerning in my opinion, that the market is painting quite bearish signs on the shorter time frames. And you know, we haven't been given much to be optimistic with the market either. This is why I keep stressing that. But before this big drop happened, I was already adjusting my entire position strategy to close out the position. I already closed profits all the way right here at the top because I knew that this could be a potential area that Bitcoin can top out at. This is called healthy risk management. And I was looking to close my position before because we already had signs of weakness. And now they've come into fruition. This is on a short time frame. So now it looks like, you know, things could be ready to dip a little bit lower. And like I said, 54 is the level to watch. If we break below 54, I think we're going down to 52 to 50. If we break below this, I think we're going all the way down to the very low $40,000 range. I wish there was more nuance to it, but unfortunately, I don't see it. We switch it over to the 1 hour time frame. Like I said, we could be on a little bit of a bear flag right now. It would make a lot of sense. It's very clear now that we've seen a series of rising wedge patterns in this market already. We could be looking at another typical continuation pattern right now, which is going to send us lower. Very, very common to be seeing that in this kind of market. So that's what I'm on the lookout for right now. Do I think Bitcoin loses power over altcoins? I mean, eventually it might, but only temporarily. What do I think about PundDX? No idea. Have no thoughts on it. $4 billion worth of longs liquidated during that drop. I mean, that's exactly the thing, man. You know, funding rates have shot way down. They're negative now. So actually, you get paid to go long right now by the exchange. This is what happens when things are massively over leveraged in one direction. It's just not easy for the market to take the price higher. That's why I was so vocal about how the funding rate needs to come down, but in order for it to come down, it would trigger a big market crash. And I didn't even like exploring that idea, but it turns out that it's exactly what happened. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. 1,400 viewers. Please do smash up the likes. We can get this up to 500. We're only 30 away. So if you haven't already done so, if you found this live stream at all useful, entertaining, educational, then please hit up that like button. It's so helpful for me. If you are new to the YouTube channel, then like I said, this is the most realistic analysis you're going to be getting on this platform right here. We don't care about feelings. We're real, legit, hardened traders. If you want to join a YouTube channel like that, then hit that subscribe button. If you want to gain access to more free analysis from the team and I, then the first link in the description down below is going to take you to our free FORFLIES Gold Telegram channel, where we are giving you free updates that look just like this with charts, just like these YouTube videos, but much more regularly. So take a look at that if you are interested as well. And this will also give you much more time-sensitive updates on our live streams as well, because YouTube is not good at sending out notifications. Telegram is. If you're not already on Telegram, this is the app to be on if you're a trader. If you are a trader and you're not on Telegram, it's like, I don't know, it's like owning a Ferrari but not being in a supercar club. It just doesn't make sense. Everyone who has a supercar is in a supercar club. You know, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. You know, you would do it. It's optional, but you would do it. So that's some of the key stuff there. There's a big rising wedge which somebody wanted me to look at. My analyst inside of FORFLIES VIP also wanted me to cover it, so let's talk about that really quickly. We can remove this ascending triangle now. We've completely failed it. And let's take a look at this parallel channel. We're actually, yeah, we've probably already fallen out of it. Actually, depends on how you draw it, to be honest. Let's see if I can draw this neatly. This is not going to be easy, but we'll give it a try. Probably something a little bit like this. I don't know, this is a little bit too subjective for my liking. That's typically how these things tend to go. This is perfect, I think. You know, I mean, you know, you can keep on redrawing this, to be honest. It's not super difficult, but the point is we are in this rising wedge. If we fall below it, then yeah, we could be looking at a big crash. This basically agrees with the analysis I was already giving, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. A couple people wanted me to comment on this, so here you go. It's just saying the same thing I was saying. It's saying it in a different way. Akon saying, great channel. It's a shame that there's still fewer viewers over the last 18 months than it should be. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I really think that the channel has been shadow banned because well, the views are pretty normal, but it's just not growing. And I've looked at the statistics, and actually, like, half the viewers are not even subscribed. But for some reason, the channel doesn't grow, which is super abnormal. It's not like the quality got worse necessarily. I don't know. I would hope not. It's not like I made different styles of videos or anything. The channel just seems to be shadow banned, and that's why I keep asking for things like the likes and subscriptions, because that helps to unlock it, so to speak, and bring it back up to where it should be. And if you think that that little click is worth it for these videos, then I would always greatly appreciate that. FORFLIES, on a wild moving day like this, how much time do you spend watching the charts? Peter, if I was not a YouTuber, I would only set alerts. I would only set SMS alerts or whatever to notify me when Bitcoin would go below, say, 54, go above 57, and that's it. Other than that, I would not be watching. I would not be watching the charts at all. That's if I was not a YouTuber. Since I am a YouTuber, I look at it a little bit more, but I mean, only marginally. I mean, like, literally, collectively. And this is the thing that blows people away. People only get this when they see me in person. When they see me in person for the first time, they're like, yo, I've been talking to you for like 3 hours, and you didn't even look at the chart once. And this is where people start getting really mind blown. They're like, yeah, but I thought you were a full-time trader, so what's going on? Do you have a bot? Like, what are you doing? And you know what I'll always tell them is, you don't, like, as a trader, you don't need to be watching the markets 24/7. You know, it's going to put you in a worse position. You're going to be overanalyzing, you're going to be overthinking, you're going to start going fucking crazy. You're not going to be making money either, so it's not even worth it. It's crucially, it's so clear in my opinion. All we need to do is wait and see important levels breached, and then see how those levels have been breached. So until and unless an important level like 54 or 57 has been breached, I've got nothing to do. I literally have nothing to do. It's not, you know, if the market trades sideways for the next 6 hours, it's not like the landscape has changed. It's just going to make it more likely that we're in a bear flag, in my opinion. So there's still nothing to trade. And that means that by setting alerts, I have no reason to look at the chart at all, other than when the chart makes a significant breakout. And that means, on a practical level, people sitting across from me, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, we're having a good lunch, dinner, or whatever. You know, we absolutely, I think, are. Everyone's talking about Doge right now. Wow. You know, I'm not looking at the charts. And people are surprised by it. It's because I have alerts. So that's what I would do. At a time like this, there's no reason to be... Oh god, these comments are hilarious. There's no reason to be watching the charts continuously. You're just going to make yourself stressed. Someone's telling me I need to make the massive O faces like Crypto and the moon. I did try, but it's very hard to maintain self-respect. I might do it. I don't know. Seems like it's worth it. But indeed, the psychology will kill in stress. Absolutely. It's just the worst thing to do, in my opinion. Someone has mentioned, I love this comment, whales pay other YouTubers. I don't know what whales you're talking about, but I can promise you that we do not get paid the way you guys think we do. I wish we did. It would be very lucrative. But there you go. Thank you all for subscribing. I was just recommended your channel right now. Hope you are enjoying it. You're by far the best I've seen so far. Thank you so much. I think you got shadow banned. It looks like it. It might be possible. Thing is, I piss a lot of people off, right? Like, I have no filter. I say exactly what's on my mind. That's not supposed to happen these days in 2021. So, you know, XRP army, Doge army, whatever. Anyone who has very delicate feelings, they might be reporting the channel and things like that. Entirely possible. So, I mean, it's worth it, but if there's anything we can do to let more real people find the channel, then that would be super helpful. Let's see what else we have here. I just want to check through my analysis points again. It looks like I've covered all of my key points, so I will be going through. Craig, you mentioned the name of my channel. That doesn't have any impact on this. I don't think so. Carl the Moon, or the Moon, isn't particularly crypto-esque either, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot more. That Martini guy, for example, that's got nothing to do with crypto. It's not necessary. Those are all of the key points I had. Yep, all of the key points I had. And the EMA ribbon as well. So yeah, I've already covered that as well. I do want to reiterate while you guys are here that we were running a massive 50% discount on our VIP subscriptions. This is the group where you can watch me trading in real time. I'll tell you absolutely everything I'm trading, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. You have tutorials, so you can see how I input those trades as well on the exchanges. My exchange of choice is typically Bybit, and it's linked in the description. So if you don't already have a Bybit account, if you don't already trade on leverage at all, or if you already do but you're looking for a safe backup, then Bybit, in my opinion, is the place to be. If you don't want Bybit, you can obviously Google it and find a million more. And that is something to hit up. So follow the link in the description. You can sign up to Bybit right there, and you will get a trading bonus as well. No KYC required. If you are in the United States, United Kingdom, to sign up, you will need a VPN. So please be a little bit careful. I cannot endorse that though. VIP though, like I was saying, is the place where I'm showing you everything about my trades. And I'm also giving you more thorough analysis. The thing with these videos and live streams is that they are at most just once a day. Occasionally I'll do 2 updates a day, but very, 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 very rare. And that means that VIP is where I'm giving you much more up-to-date information on the markets. You're also, like I said, able to watch me go from the consideration phase of the trades I take. Here's something I'm considering. I want to go long on Bitcoin here at this level because of these reasons. I'll outline all of that for you as I'm considering it, and then maybe the next day I will decide to trade it, and I will tell you that I'm trading it with these exact levels and so on. I plan my trades well in advance, so it's not like I'm a day trader where I think of an idea and then 1 hour later I'm in a trade. It's usually I think of an idea, 2 days later I decide to do it, 3 days later it executes. That's, you know, that's a more realistic example of how I trade. And the reason that's so important is it means that I'm never rushing into trades. There's always plenty of time for you to catch up with what I'm doing. And in my opinion, it's a very, very safe approach. This is the kind of thing where if you plan on making any serious amount of money inside of these markets, you need to be taking a more sustainable approach, something that doesn't stress you out, something that actually turns out to be much more profitable than most other people because I leverage these trades up. Because, you know, if a small 5% move becomes 50% profit for me, that's very, very significant. So if you do want to join the group and see how these people have been able to pull off these kind of results, we have a lot more testimonials as well. I just haven't been showing them. Let me see if I can bring up another one for you guys real quick. One of the other ones that we just featured inside of FORFLIES Gold. Take a look at this right here. Bam. This person showing a profit that's not a huge amount, but still pretty excited, working through the educational library. This is somebody who had access to, I believe, our FORFLIES Academy course and already seeing results. So this just goes to show that you don't need to absolutely be breaking banks to join VIP. It's quite accessible for a lot of traders in the market. We were running that discount, like I said. It's now over. We will make a few last exceptions for people who want access to our quarterly and yearly plans, which do include free courses. If you do want our monthly option anyway, reach out. We'll see what we can do for you by following these steps right here. Click on the first link in the description down below, then on the @FORFLIES button, and then on send message to ask me how to join. I see all of your information. I see all of your inquiries on the Telegram account, and my assistants are here. They will be responding to you very, very shortly. I'm going to go through a final round of your questions, ladies and gents, and then head off for today. I will probably come back for another live stream later tonight if the market does move in some significant way. Have I gotten wrecked before? I've gotten wrecked more than most people ever have. I promise you that. I've made all of them, and that's why I'm so harsh about it. That's why I'm so harsh about it when I see other people doing it. Talk about the times I've gotten wrecked. I don't like to, man. I guess it's useful for you guys, but the thing is, so, well, I was a gambler, right? So I was just making a bunch of stupid mistakes all the time, and I wasn't really learning from those mistakes. So I would gamble, I would overtrade. I would trade with too much money at once. These are all things that not only, you know, meant that I was always buying the top and selling the bottom, it also meant that my psychology was so thrown off. It was so thrown off, my psychology, during this market, during the market before when I was trading badly, because I was making bad decisions. So when your psychology is thrown off, you don't even have the courage to take opportunities that you otherwise would capitalize on, you know, and that's a big part of it, in my opinion. You know, if your courage is shot, if your psychology is shot, you will not be able to commit to good trading ideas because you won't even trust yourself. And so I don't need to talk a whole lot about my bad experiences, but what I absolutely would like to stress massively is that there is a bigger cost than just the financial cost when you lose money in the game of trading. That's another reason that I hit it so hard in this live stream, where if you're losing money in this market, you're fucking up in more ways than you think you are. I mean, this is a bigger problem than you think it is if you're losing money in this market right here, right? Because not only are you losing money where you should be making the most money possible, this is where it's easiest, but you're also going to be preventing yourself from making good decisions the next time around. And again, when things are so fruitful in this market right now, where it's so easy to harvest big profits, the bigger cost here is not the money you lose, it's the money you don't make, right? Because you didn't have the courage to commit to good ideas. And I think that's extremely, extremely important. Thoughts on using current leveraged levels and net unrealized profit? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry, Big Vic. You'd have to reword that question for me. Ethereum, yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum dumped a little bit less than Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, quite similar now. Oh, that's quite a dump, isn't it? Well, I said that 618 could be a good level to buy. It was for a few hours, but first it would have stopped you out. Well, I mean, we failed 618 support, so that's not a good start. If the price came back up here, which it looks like it might be doing right now, this is actually a position I would consider taking. I would consider going short on Ethereum right around over here, because it's a 618 retracement. 618 retracements are supposed to act as very strong support, and it did act as support quite well. Let's measure this. I mean, how much of a bounce was this from the level to the high? 3%. It's okay. That's quite small, actually. I think potentially seeing a drop from this level would make a lot of sense. I might even consider going short towards 618, playing it down to at least, yeah, probably playing it down to about $2,000. That's my analysis on ETH. Very quick, very short. If Bitcoin is bearish, Ethereum is bearish, in my opinion. Quite simple. Quite simple. We hit my 2.5 target. Now we're going back down. This is nothing out of the ordinary, I think. Nothing particularly concerning. If I've missed your question, ladies and gents, please drop it in the comments again. Make sure you tag me at FORFLIES so that I see your comment. Otherwise, I will not. And if I have missed it, please drop it again. I will go through a final round of questions and then head off for this live stream. One of the viewers here mentioned they subscribed. Thank you very much for doing that. Just keep it like you do. Your analysis are perfect. Thank you very much, Angelo. Yeah, I don't plan on changing it. This dude's saying that the video is pre-recorded. I can promise you it's not pre-recorded. I just read your comment. Let's see if we have any other questions that I've missed out on. A bounce on the Bitcoin dominance. Does this mean end of alt season? It means a temporary stop to alt season. I think alt season will come back. I'm pretty sure alts will start pumping again, you know, within a couple of weeks, at least. I mean, at most. Someone asked if I had Discord. No, I don't have a Discord. The only pages I have are linked in the description down below. Once again, there are a lot of impersonators. They're very, very convincing. In fact, they look more real than my profile sometimes, which is somewhat embarrassing. And so you need to be aware of them. The only legit pages for me are linked down below. I do not have backup pages. If anybody reaches out to you, they will just take your money and they will block you. And it's happened already. So please, please, please be on the lookout. I'm trying to get my Twitter profile verified for this very reason. I'm trying for Instagram as well. It's a long process, but hopefully that's going to help. There are also Telegram impersonators. So anyone who claims to be me is not, and the only way you can actually contact me is by following the links down below. The first link down below to go to my official Telegram page, and there's another link below that where you can actually contact me directly on Telegram. So no Discord, to answer your question. See if we have any more questions here before I do head off. XRP, I will not look at XRP. Cardano, let's take a look at Cardano. Let's see what Cardano is doing real quick. Okay, so Cardano's seen a little bit of a crash. I'm wondering, is this crash bigger than Bitcoin's crash? Yeah, it is, damn. Yeah, 30% compared to Bitcoin's 20. I don't know what I could say about Cardano. It looks like it's at support right now, but it's not like it has particularly strong support. It doesn't have a lot of price history up here. This is where Cardano consolidated for a long time. If it drops below this level again, I think it could drop very, very low, down to at least $1, at least. If it drops below $1.15, I think it's probably going down to $1. That's about a 15% range. Pretty good. Pretty good range to trade, but this looks way too risky to me right now. What do I think about Bingus coin? Where the fuck do you guys get these coins from? I don't know what Bingus coin is. Why do some of you think this is pre-recorded? How? How is it pre-recorded? It's not possible. Like, you can literally see the most up-to-date candles. Like, pull up the chart on your screen and look at the most up-to-date candles. They're exactly the same. Can we sell high, keep the USD? Oh, I missed that comment. Hang on, let me find it again. There's way too many comments coming in sometimes. Keep the USDT and then buy low. Do we lose money this way? No, Yasmin, that's exactly how you're supposed to trade. Venus, thank you for the answers. Thank you for the questions, mate. Should I keep my alts? I can't give you financial advice. Should I sell Doge? I can't give you financial advice. Stop spamming the same questions. I will read them. What do you think about the weekly RSI crossing over? I have no idea what an RSI crossover is. I'm sorry. If you're in a 5x long, would you add to your position or would I sell? I would not be in a 5x long right now, so I can't answer that. I guess if I had to pick, I would probably... Well, it depends where the liquidation and entry level was. 5x is pretty tight for this drop. This is a bad drop to be in a 5x leverage trade. I would have probably already closed it already, to be honest. Is the wedge-shaped fib applicable? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. No idea. I'm sorry. Can I look at sushi? No. What about Doge? No. Should I get drunk? Stay healthy. FORFLIES is an advanced streaming bot. You are amazing. Thank you for input. Well, thank you for coming. Check. Stop it with the shit coins. I'm going to end the stream. I'm not looking at your shit coins. This is not what this channel is about. No. How do you set an alarm to yourself if the Bitcoin price goes up and down? Binance stopped withdrawals? Seriously? I don't think so. That's surprising. What was the question? Sorry, let me read that again. There was a good question. Where was it? I just said it. I just forgot what it was. Wow. Yeah, I literally can't find that question now. What? It was right here. Can I analyze Bitcoin again? No, just go back and rewind the live stream. Nothing changed, so you don't need me to repeat it. I'm sorry, whoever's question that was, I've lost it now. Oh, the alarm. Oh, yeah. Bitcoin alerts. So I don't have alarms that wake me up. That sounds very unhealthy. I used to do that, but that's super unhealthy. There's no reason to compromise your sleep for trading or for money. That's kind of crazy. And actually, again, the other thing to keep in mind, ladies and gents, is that you might think that certain things you need to do because you are in a wealth creation phase of your life. Because you want to get from 0 to 100, you feel that you need to go extra. That's not how trading works. If you go extra, you just get desperate and you trade worse, right? Let's just get this out of the way. If you think that because you have a long way to go, you need to be waking up in the middle of the night to check Bitcoin, you are kidding yourself and you are hurting yourself. Because that's not going to help you. That's just going to stress you out. It's going to ruin your sleep, which is going to impair your judgment tomorrow. It's going to make you treat your family like shit. It's going to make you treat your money like shit, right? There's no shortcut. That's the shortcut. I get interviewed a lot out here. I got interviewed by one of the girls out here in Dubai yesterday for crypto, and it's super common that I get interviewed as like, yeah, hey, you're 19 years old, you got a Ferrari. How did you start trading? What are your biggest mistakes? Stuff like that. The same questions always come up, and people always ask me, so how did you become a good trader? How did you become the trader you are right now? And my answer is always this. I used to look for shortcuts in the game of trading without realizing that trading itself is a shortcut. And so the only shortcut to this shortcut of trading is to look for no shortcuts. Let me put this in English. I used to try and cheat my way to the top as a trader. Cheat as in, I mean, there's nothing illegal I was doing. I was just constantly looking for shortcuts. I used to look for the fastest possible ways to make money. I thought that if I'm buying this and you know, rushing into that and then panic selling that, whatever, I thought it would work. The only time that I became a good trader, in my opinion, was when I stopped looking for those shortcuts and I started doing things properly. Very, very important. So no alarms, just what's the word? Just alerts. Just alerts for price levels. That's the only thing I do. Is there any way to purchase XRP from the US? I would hope not. Am I in Dubai? Yes, sir, I am. These are the Dubai fountains behind me. Look at that view. That's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. So that right there, that is the Address Downtown Hotel. That's the only landmark you can see behind me, actually. Because currently this office is inside of the Burj Khalifa. So you can't see the Burj Khalifa. Well, you're seeing the window of the Burj Khalifa, which is still pretty cool. What is my end goal in crypto? I don't really have an end goal. Maybe a yacht. I don't know. I don't really have an end goal. FORFLIES is looking at the funding rate and just doing the opposite of the market strategy. Seems there are way too many. Yeah, I mean, that's a generally good idea. You know, you do the opposite of the funding rate. If the funding rate is very high favoring the bears, against the bulls, then you go short, for example. Things like that. It's generally a good idea, but I wouldn't base my analysis and my trades just off one indicator. That's way too unreliable. There needs to, you know, you need to balance these out with other bits of analysis. Otherwise, you're going to be dependent. My favorite indicator that I use most of the time is no indicator. I very rarely use indicators. The only ones I do use are Ichimoku clouds and EMA ribbons. Have I got a Ferrari? Yes, I have. Yeah, I've shown it to you guys a few times. Let me see. I think I can show it to you again. This is my Instagram page. By the way, this is my official Instagram page. Take note. There's only one I in the Sammy Loyal. There's only one underscore. Anyone else is fake. 22,000 followers. And crucially, you can look at my earliest posts and you can see when they were posted. This one should be posted over a year ago now. So any impersonator, they will only have new posts. But yes, this is my Instagram. This is my baby Porsche. Took it to Europe. Very, very fun car. And my new Ferrari as well. Did this dump take you by surprise? Yes, definitely. A little bit. I had a feeling a dump would be coming, but definitely not this quick and not this deep. I thought it would be a lot slower than that. Oh, and this is the GT3. This GT3, this Porsche, it's got a manual transmission. Very, very fun. Do I get together with Carl and the MM Crypto and Da Vinci? Yeah, from time to time. Not enough, to be honest. Not enough. But from time to time. What am I going to do with this crash? I mean, there's nothing for me to do. I'm going to keep holding Bitcoin and I'm just going to trade it when I see a safe opportunity and keep accumulating Bitcoin. What about Google Trend Analysis? I don't know. I think that's pushing it a little bit too far. I should get the F8 Tributo. You know, I'm kind of done with Ferrari already. The Porsche was just so much better. I have two Porsches now. The GT3 with a manual transmission and the 718 with a PDK transmission. And they're both more fun than the Ferrari, which is mind-blowing. So I'm kind of done. And I've driven, I think, like a 488. It was cool, don't get me wrong. But Porsche, just German engineering is so much better, in my opinion. Am I not a scalp trader? I am definitely not a scalp trader. Absolutely not. I should list coins I do analysis, instead everyone asks for random coins. You know, I do list them. In fact, they're literally listed over here, so you see this in nearly every video. These are the main coins I analyze. Bcash should be removed now. Even at that though, I mainly just do Bitcoin and Ethereum. And but it's just, you know, I mean, there are a lot of new viewers, so. Am I Lebanese? No, I'm not. Am I happy? Absolutely. I'm blessed. Pi cycle top. Ah, good point. Maybe the pi cycle top did happen after all. Thoughts on Binance? Bad for leverage. I don't like Binance. They're super unsafe in my opinion. They just look good because they're the biggest. That's why I moved to Bybit. 100%. That's why I moved to Bybit. So, like I said, if you want to sign up to the exchange I've been using for nearly 3 years, then it's right here with the link in the description. Do I dabble in Forex? No. Have I been to Al Ain? No. I want to go very soon. I know it's going to be... Is Al Ain in Dubai or Abu Dhabi? I'm not sure. I think it's in Dubai, near Oman, right? I definitely want to go. Anyway, ladies, gents, I think I'm going to be heading off. Did I try Tesla? Yes, I do have a Tesla. I think it's on my Instagram, isn't it? I do have a Tesla, yeah, Model 3 Performance. Pretty fun car. Not as fun as the gas cars. Someone's surprised I moved to Bybit. I talk about this nearly every day now. Some of these exchanges are not available in the United States, but everyone I know connects to them with a VPN and they've never had a problem. So, you know, it's up to you if you take that risk. But those of you who do want to sign up, the link is down below with that trading bonus. So definitely check it out. And the chances of this being a top are very slim. I don't think this is a market top. How can one manage their trades during their sleep? You don't. You have some more respect for your biology. Bybit not available in the UK. It is. You just need a VPN to sign up. Again, I know, like, I haven't heard of anybody who stopped trading on Bybit in the UK. Why did I move to Dubai and will I move back? I moved to Dubai because it's amazing. I love the weather and the culture and the tax policy and all that cool stuff. I'd have no plans on moving back. Absolutely not. I've been here now for about 8-9 months and it's been probably potentially, yeah, the best 8 to 9 months of my life so far. Absolutely great place to be. What is the probability that it will fall below 54,000 and give us a new chance to buy? I think that probability is quite high. I'd say above 50%. Someone asked if I'm fasting. Yes, I am. Although I fast every day, so Ramadan started and I honestly couldn't tell the difference because I do the exact same Ramadan fast every day as a lifestyle choice. So it was pretty easy. What's their tax policy? They have no tax policy. Welcome to Dubai. There's 5% VAT sales tax, but that's it. How is Bybit during crashes? Very stable. So is Phemex. Both linked below. The best VPN? I don't know. Probably NordVPN is pretty good, but they are paid. Don't you think it's too hot in the summer? It's getting pretty hot, yeah. It's peaking in the high 30s these days. But I am somebody who lives nocturnally. I live at night, so the heat is no problem because it's not that bad at night. How do I gain permanent residence in Dubai? There's a lot of ways. You should probably talk to somebody, like an immigration guy. Someone's surprised that they don't tax in Dubai. There's no tax. They've got fees. They've got a lot of fees out here, but the fees are not nearly as bad as taxes. They generate Dubai already was quite rich, so they didn't need it, and they charge base fees that are very high. So To give you an idea, to open a company, a limited company in the UK, it would cost you about £50, $65, whatever, $70. In Dubai, it'd cost you like $1,000. So sometimes basic things are quite expensive, like starting up a business, and that's kind of where, yeah, like, and everyone pays that same $1,000, for example. So it's a different form of tax, effectively, way better than paying a straight chunk of your money out. Morningstar, I'm happy to see you, but I'll make more money than you because you are my inspiration. If you didn't make more money than me, I would be a terrible teacher. So go ahead and do it, mate. Fees is another word for tax. Absolutely, it's just that these fees do not scale with your income. So I love it. I think it's way more fair. Because they actually use your fees in much better ways. You know, they don't get pissed out on stupid things like they do in the West. These fees do not go into government official pockets, and they're not spent on the public. That's like, this city has been built into what it is so quickly because they allocate their funds very sensibly, and I love that. Dubai charges a lot on the same items you buy for less without tax, which is strange. I haven't noticed that. I found things generally to be cheaper in Dubai. Short Coinbase tomorrow. You know, on the note of Coinbase, the CFO and CPO, I don't know what those abbreviations are, Chief Financial Officer, Chief something officer, or Technology Officer, something like that. They both sold 100% and 97% of their Coinbase stock holdings just yesterday, I think, which was interesting. Oh, and they did it just before this crash, actually. Oh shit. Yo, I just realized that, yeah. Any of you guys realize that? The Coinbase dudes, they sold their Bitcoin. They sold their Coinbase stock holdings right before this crash. Did anyone else realize that? Because that's way too crazy of a coincidence. Coinbase IPO, chief officers sell their stock, the next day big crash. Come on. Come on. I'm not the only one that just realized that, right? That is mind-blowing? That is crazy, right? Yeah. It might be planned. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that's a suspicious coincidence, to say the least. Anyway, cue the conspiracy music. I'm gonna head off. Hope you've all had a great day. Hope you've enjoyed this live stream. Do make sure to hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. If you are new to this YouTube channel, you know I do appreciate it so much. You can like the video if you're not new. We're at 750. Let's see if we can get it up to 1,000. And I will see you all either later today in a new video if we have some significant market developments, or in tomorrow's video. So thank you all for tuning in. If you want to join VIP with that discount, it is now over, but we will make a few last exceptions. 50% off, lowest Bitcoin prices we've ever charged. You can join by following these steps on screen. If you do want to get in, this is your final chance, final chance with that big discount. Go ahead and follow these steps on screen if you do want to upgrade your trading. See how these people have been able to pull, in some cases, even life-changing results. One of our members, like I said, who joined in March last year, took 10 months to turn 30K into $1 million. And by now, like I said, it should be at least probably 1.5 to 2 million. So doing very, very well from a $30,000 starting balance. Definitely very impressive. So if you do want to join, then these steps are on screen for that huge entry discount. Let's hit up the likes one more time if you have enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.